What's his goofiest pull value going into Nod-Krai? Is it higher than Llama? It's really hard to tell. Because long-term pull value is dependent on what's going to get released later. And we don't know what's going to get released later, and we don't know how strong it will be. So we can only guess. Unfortunately. But like, does anyone have a link to that relatively old Reddit post? That had like the roadmap of characters with like their base role. Right, like someone posted there was a something on the yeah, this thing. Right, so we're gonna approach this with the assumption that this was not fake, right? It's very possible it's fake, but whatever, right? And maybe the order is wrong, but for now let's just assume that the basic description of the characters is accurate. Right? What if all of the characters here are meant to be meta characters? So, during strong off-field support, right? A strong off-field pyro support like this likely going to be used in Milani teams, in Varessa and other electro carry teams, maybe in Kinich teams. Doesn't really affect the current strong meta teams, but will make the like third team options a lot stronger if he's very powerful. Nefer, Dendro main DPS, Lunar Bloom, gonna be with Llama. Also doesn't really have too much overlap with current strong meta teams, most likely. But like, wait, let me open Paint. Right, let's just look at the team DPS. We'll have this is going to be a 50k line. Let me make it gray. 100k line, 150k line. Alright? Right now, we have Moika. That's like here. Right? We have Skirk. That's like here. Here. We have Varessa. That's like here. We have Flynn's. That's like here. Why is Flynn's light purple? Because Lunar Charge is slightly different color. We have Mualani. That's like here. We have Kinich. That's like here. I'm not including Chaska for now. I only want to include characters that would actually get noticeably affected by these. And we have Llama. That's like here. Maybe a bit higher, but whatever. And I'm not going to include Neuvillette, because let's be so for real right now, Neuvillette is just Llama now. Sorry, but this is the power of meta characters. This is C0R0 team DPS of the characters in the current state of the game, more or less. There's a lot of approximations, but anyways, can you label them? Sure, I'll do that real quick. Alright, now add international. I don't want to. I really don't. Anyways, we don't know how good Nefer's gonna be, right? But most likely, she'll at least be a small upgrade to the Llama teams. And only to the Llama teams here. So she's probably bringing it up like this, perhaps. We don't know how good Durin is gonna be. But Durin is also probably a small upgrade to a lot of these teams. Right? So, the Varessa team, the Milani team, the Kinich team, right? They're likely, assuming, because again, right, this is with the assumption that all of these characters end up being meta characters. They're likely all getting an upgrade. Columbina, definitely going to be good, but we don't know how good. But she's also probably going to be an upgrade, assuming this is accurate and she is a support, right? Be like this, and then maybe here, but I'm not too sure about this one yet, so I'll make it smaller, right? Then Varka, and if Varka's good, then we'll make a new one, right? Colors. But the problem is we don't know, even if he ends up being good, there's a very good chance that Varka ends up having team overlap with currently released characters, right? If he's lunar focused, there's probably going to be overlap with the Llama and Flens teams. If he's attack focused, there's going to be overlap with Mawika teams, with Bennett. If he's a damage percent character that like really wants Farina, there's going to be overlap with Skirk. But this one's a big question mark. And then finally, there's going to be Nicole and Alice, right? And if Nicole is a cryo support, she's probably going to be an option for a lot of teams. But will she be an upgrade for these teams? I'm not sure, because we don't know what direction they're going to take with her design, but it could be a small upgrade to these teams. Probably wouldn't be used in those. Maybe in the Varka teams, perhaps. Who knows? And then when Alice comes out, if she is indeed meant to be played with Nicole, that would add a last one here with Nicole. Anyways, point being, right? In this roadmap, most of these characters don't look like they have the best synergy with the current strongest teams, with Mawika and Skirk. Their basic like design doesn't seem like it'll have that much synergy with Mawika and Skirk teams. And because of that, what I'm expecting to see in the coming few patches, assuming this is accurate, is the like strongest possible teams going from pretty clearly Mawika, and then fairly clearly Skirk, and then kind of an option for the third one, to a lot muddier. Probably Mawika still first, but maybe not by that much, depending on how strong Columbina is for Flynn's and Llama teams, and other potential future Nod-Krai characters, right? But that second team, because Skirk doesn't seem like she's going to get that many upgrades from this, because if Alice is focused on melt reactions, if Alice and Nicole are focused around making a new melt team, it's very possible that Nicole doesn't work well with Skirk. And it's also, personally, from this, I'm kind of expecting Nicole as an off-field damage dealer that's focused around reverse melt and melting her own damage rather than melting Alice, and Alice being an enabler for that. Kind of like International, but in 2026. But if that's the case, then neither the Mawika or the Skirk team will likely see an upgrade from those characters. And instead, all the other current strong teams, right? They're all getting pretty close to what a Skirk team is currently at. Right? This one's a tiny bit above, this one's an okayish amount above, this one's a tiny bit below, this one's a tiny bit below, this one's a decent amount above, but not too high. And then these are like completely speculative, so we don't know yet, right? These two. But the point I'm trying to make with this is, I honestly don't expect the DPS ceiling to raise that much in Nod-Krai, but I expect the competition for that ceiling to get much closer. I think by the end of Nod-Krai, Mawika won't be an outlier anymore. That's my prediction right now. Obviously, this isn't based in like data we currently have. This is just what I'm expecting them to do, right? Take it with a grain of salt, but that's kind of what I'm expecting right now. And if that expectation does turn out to be true, then a lot of the characters that are very strong and very valuable for an account right now will be a lot less valuable a year from now. Because, like, yeah, right now, Escoffier is really, really good for an account. But if this whole thing turns out to be true, then, well, you have a Mawika team, you have a Skirk team, you have a Flynn's team. They're all around the Skirk level or higher. And so, getting Escoffier doesn't do shit for you. It gives you more options for your teams, but it doesn't really give you stronger ones. And the more different options we have, the lower the value of those really, really powerful characters. It's not an excuse, but it's generally a miracle it took 4 to 5 years to get to this point on the gacha. It is. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, this is the sort of stuff that, like, it sucks that we're getting actual power creep now because, like, say you're a Wanderer player nowadays, your C6 R5 Wanderer is gonna be weaker than a fucking C0 R0 new carry with their good teams. But outside of that, even characters like Chiori, for example, say you really like Chiori, you went for her knowing that she was kind of just an okay option. Well, now OK options don't cut it anymore. Her scissors lost their edge. They don't cut it no more. On the bright side, at least there are some older characters that still shine because of their synergy with new characters. And I do think that's something they try to do. Like, they often try to make characters that are designed to work well with old ones. So I don't think these characters are, like, necessarily completely cooked. But, yeah. Still not great either. Like, who? I mean... Ayaka... Nilo... Shenhe... Kokomi... Raiden... Although it's a bit outdated now. Ciao.